The countdown continues as the city of Cincinnati looks to clear yet another downtown homeless camp, this time the tent city lining 3rd Street. It's an area dozens of people call home, but city leaders are calling it a health risk. We're told one of the biggest health concerns is the fact that there are no public spaces for these people to properly shower or use the restroom. This creates issues of human waste in the area, which the health department says is not only bad for the folks living in the tents, but also for people passing by that stretch. The health department also says there's a risk hepatitis A infections could spike.
People who are homeless often have other threats to their health, like we discussed at the beginning. So their immune system may not be as strong, and therefore they are at increased risk of a severe form of that infection.
The Cincinnati Health Department says so far it has held 10 vaccination clinics. Again, the people living in the 3rd Street tents must be out by 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I am joined now by Cincinnati City Council member Greg Landsman. I want to thank you for joining us. We were talking a little bit before the newscast. What's frustrating about this situation for you and other city leaders?
I mean, I feel for the residents and those who work downtown and visit. I also feel for those who are living in tents. I mean, they're obviously at a very low point in their life. It's got to be frustrating for everyone involved, and I think for me it's the fact that this has been going on for years and years, and it's progressively getting worse. And we cleared out an area last week, and most folks did go into a shelter or into permanent housing. But for a lot of people, that's just not an option, either because they won't go or they can't.
Okay, why can't they go?
Well, some folks have had a history with the shelter, and that prevents them from going into a shelter, even though it may have happened years ago. Some folks have extreme PTSD, and being in a cramped space is an issue. Others just, a lot of them are working, and having to work around a shelter schedule can be problematic, to get up so early and be out of the shelter and then only be able to get back in 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So, and then some folks just won't, and whether we like that or not, it's a decision that we have to figure out how to deal with.
So if they don't move, what happens?
Well, I think we have an incredibly professional team of folks who will be down there tomorrow, so they'll be able to navigate it, I think, with a real pragmatism and compassion. But long term, we're going to have to resolve this so that even though we'll clear out those areas tomorrow, we have an option for folks, which is a small percentage of the homeless, an option for folks so that it doesn't keep happening.
Okay, we talk about this long-term fix for a situation that's been ongoing for years. What are some long-term solutions? I mean, this has been going on a long time and we still haven't found them.
So a couple things. One is you look at other cities and see what they're doing.
What are they doing?
A lot of them will provide a very structured sort of outdoor shelter type of space where support services are provided for those who can't go into a shelter. Others are finding ways to better shelter folks so that it's more it works better for them. Either way, you're going to have to work with those folks who are experiencing this, so they will say, yeah, that will work. Otherwise, we're going to see this reoccur, and that's not fair to the folks who need the help, and it's not fair to residents.
You had talked a little bit about a low barrier sort of situation, and that could be something we'll be talking about in the future. Greg Landsman, thank you for joining us and offering your perspective on a topic a lot of folks are talking about.
Thank you.